Hello and welcome to another episode of Lids Off. I am your host, Bo Snow. I am joined with a very special guest today. We have the pod's first ever rookie. First, but definitely not the last. Would you like to introduce yourself, Queen?
Yeah, my name's Claire Phippen. I play for Norwich Devils. Currently a DB slash corner slash safety. We play 7, so I'm a bit of everything on that back line. And yeah, I don't have an NFL team yet. I haven't picked one, much to probably my teammates disgust, but haven't picked one yet.
Okay. So, first of all, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
As a rookie, what was your main motivation for wanting to come on? Because it's amazing, by the way, so thank you.
Yeah. So it was one of our captains put it in the group chat, and she didn't mention the who it was or anything like that. So I messaged her and I said, look, I've done a podcast before with my online coach, and I've done them before, and I really enjoy just being a face to something. And like you can see the team on social media and all these kind of things, but there's no human side to it behind it. Whereas if someone goes on and does something, then you've got a bit more of a story. And then she told me who you were, and obviously I had to scroll through, listen to a couple of episodes, and I was like, actually, this looks really cool. And as like you said, I'm a rookie. This is my first 6 months of American football. You don't get that often. You don't get someone who's only just been in it for less than a year. So I wanted to be that person that people could think, oh, well, she's having a great time, less than 6 months into this. What's all this about? Let's go enjoy American football. And then all of a sudden, we're taking over the world. That's kind of the aim, I think, ultimately.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Amen. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I want to say off the bat, like, spiritually, Norwich is like, it's got a special place because my wife is actually from Norfolk.
Oh, yes.
So there's a special place in my heart for Norwich Devils.
Good.
And the couple that I've met through Sealand and through the absolute mega babes. So very, very excited that you're on, especially as a rookie. So how did American football find you?
So my journey with American football started back at uni. I had a friend that I was working with at the time who played on the university team, and it was a men's team, but women could play on it. And I went along to sports fair and like had a chat with him and sort of tried some of the pads on and had a bit of a joke with the guys that were on the stand. And I thought this would be really, really cool. But then I kind of chickened out because it was these like over 6 foot massive men, and I was like, I ain't getting hit by that. I'll die.
That's understandable.
And I quite enjoy existing. So I'd kind of let it go. Didn't really think much of it because I wasn't back up in Norfolk for a few years. I'd stayed away for uni and jobs and stuff. Then I moved home, and it got to the tail end of 2023, like the last few months, and I was like, I miss being in a sport. I miss doing something as part of a team. And I was just flicking around. I saw rugby online, and then all of a sudden I get a message from the Norwich Devils on Instagram. And I was like, okay, American football. That would be cool. And they said, do you want to come along to a rookie session? I was like, hell yeah. So I did. And that was at the start of this year, and I haven't looked back, and here I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you found the Devils.
I did.
What was it like going to your first session? Were the nerves? Had you spoken to anyone beforehand?
I don't think I had. I think I'd spoken to like the page on Instagram, and sort of asked where they were, what we needed to bring, that kind of stuff. So no, I hadn't spoken to anyone directly from the team. I was terrified going in, just because it was a lot. I knew it'd be a lot to learn. It was a new sport. I had people saying like, it's a really heavy contact sport, and I was like, yeah, no, it'll be fine, no worries about it. But as soon as I got there, it was as like I'd known them my entire life. They're just the loveliest group of people you will ever meet. Also the craziest bunch of people you will ever meet. I love them all dearly, every single one of them. And it just, I mean, it was a rookie session, so we weren't kitted up. We were just in normal training stuff. And it was just fun. And I think I met a couple of girls like sort of introduced themselves straight away, and I got kind of honed into defense, and they were like, you're gonna be on defense. And I was like, sure. Okay. And I haven't changed. I'm still on defense. So yeah, it was terrifying, but also I came away with like the biggest smile on my face, and I was like, right, I know I'm going to be here now for a significant amount of time.
That's amazing. So what was your kind of, if you don't mind me asking quite a vulnerable question, but like, what were your main like anxieties about going? Because you carry yourself like quite a confident person.
Yeah, I think the main worry was injury.
Okay.
And I'm a personal trainer by day. That's my day job. So to get injured and to put me out of doing the thing that I love, so training people, being in the gym myself, all that kind of stuff, worried me massively. But I never feel unsafe playing football. And like even in tournaments when I'm against people that I have no idea about, I never feel unsafe. I never feel that I'm going to get injured. I trust my coaches and I trust the training that they've given us, and I trust myself enough that everything will be fine. If anything does happen, touch wood that it doesn't, but it would be okay. And I think that can be a big worry for a lot of people, particularly women going into sport. And that's why there's not a lot of women in heavy contact sport. Rugby, women's rugby is growing massively, but it took a while. And if you think about, like, typically if we go back to like childhood, the guys are the ones that are running around and throwing themselves on the floor and doing whatever the heck. Women don't tend to. And we need to change that, because we're just as good at American football and rugby as the men are, if not better, but we don't discuss that. But yeah, so like that was my main worry, was injury. But that I mean, I got injured within my first like 3 weeks, and I'm fine now.
So what is it that kind of Norwich do particularly that kind of reassured you and kind of made you feel safe as a rookie?
They break the training down, and if you don't understand something or something's not quite working, like I have a horrendous issue with my feet in that I don't know my left from right, and my feet don't do what they're supposed to do. They're meant to keep moving, and I'm 99% sure they're moving, but they're not. And my coaches find it hilarious, but it's been broken down for me so many times, and it's like, right, we'll do this bit first, and then we'll add another bit in, and then we'll add another bit in. So it's all taught in stages, and then you bring it all together. And it's built up from like tackling a bag to tackling a stationary person to tackling a really slow moving person, to building up so you never feel like you're missing a stage in your understanding or your development. You always feel like you are just growing and getting better.
That's amazing that you've kind of it sounds so accessible in the way that kind of you've been taught to do something quite aggressively, which is amazing. And I guess for you, especially as a PT whose whole job is to train people, do you feel like you're pushed at the same time? Do you feel like, is there that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Obviously some weeks are harder than others depending on the training that we're doing, but I always feel, to say standard PT line, I feel like I've got a good workout in whenever I train, And that isn't always coming away dripping in sweat, aching, and that kind of thing. It's coming away going, oh, I nailed that tackle today, or oh, I really understand footwork a little bit better, or oh, I'm getting a bit quicker, that kind of thing. I mean, I've now played all 3 levels of defense. So I started off as D-line. I'm now back as a DB, but I've had a couple of stints as a linebacker, and it's been fantastic. And the fact that the coaches and I have that, well, a coach and the team have that relationship that I can go, hey, I don't feel right on D-line, can I move position? They were happy to move me and teach me a whole new position. And now they trust me enough to go, hey, we've got a spare linebacker spot, go and have a play. And like, I'm in my first 6 months, and the team is so supportive, and the coaches are so supportive of wanting you to enjoy it and do well, that they will do anything to make that possible. And that's fantastic.
That sounds phenomenal.
They are the best. They really, really are.
How's that been for your football IQ? Because you said about you had a friend who kind of went and played with the uni team. Did you have like a provisional knowledge of American football, or is it like doing all 3 layers of defense that's kind of absorbed it?
I mean, I knew American football existed, as someone who has consumed a hell of a lot of American media.
Yeah.
I knew a bit about it, but you only really know the kind of the quarterback side of things, and like that's kind of your main understanding of football and the word touchdown. But I've learned everything through the coaches and through the team, and the vets on the team and the coaches, but vets as well. They are like, you can go to them with any question and they will explain it. We have a playbook which is written in the most plainest of English ever, so that anyone who doesn't understand what something is, it's so simple. And you never I mean, I'm the worst person to say, and my defense will back me up on this. I will always go, stupid question, and then it's not actually a stupid question, but I will forever say it. And you never feel stupid. You always feel like, because they say a lot of stuff in American football terms, and we're all just sat there like, you could be speaking Spanish to me right now. It just goes straight over.
It's a language.
It's a whole different language. But even then, we're just like, and what is that? And they're like, oh, it's this. And we're like, oh, okay, fine. But then you find yourself starting to speak it. And I've got friends at the gym and explaining about football, and I say stuff, and they're looking at me now like I'm speaking Spanish, and it's so weird. But yeah, we're just trying to take over the world slowly but surely.
I mean, it sounds like the kind of culture and the kind of the methodology at Devils seems really finely tuned.
Yes.
So if we go to like a standard training session, what would you say is like the tone of the training? Like, is it mainly music on vibes, or is it quite militant? Like, how would you describe the tone?
It's like, I always feel like I'm showing up at a family event whenever we rock up. Yeah, I know, it's so cute.
I'm sorry, that was so wholesome. Like, oh, that's perfect football.
I'm gonna get ripped for that.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, like we all rock up, and we have like running jokes of who's gonna be late and all these kind of things, and then we go through warm-ups, and there's the jokes of while we're doing the run and the warm-up stretches and all this kind of stuff, and we're all making noises because it's a Saturday morning and we've all worked all week and we want to be in bed. But we're so happy to be there. And then we start, before we go off into our offense and defense, we break it out on a captain, one of our 3 captains, and that's the point when you can see everyone's head get in the game. They're switched on, and then it's heads down, focus. But it's never militant. It's never strict. We listen to the coaches, but also we have quite a banter relationship with them. Like, if we have a bit of a joke, Like if things go wrong, like the number of times I've fallen over my feet and we all just laugh because I'm on the floor, or it's just anything. We just have a damn good time, and yeah, enjoy learning off of each other, having a great time. Even scrimmage, we go 100% at each other, and then we get up and we apologize. We go, "Hey, you're all right." We pull each other off the ground and slap each other on the back, and it's just fun. Yeah, it's just a great time.
That's Norwich Devils. I know some of you will listen. You are nailing football.
Hell yeah.
That is exactly what your first season and every season should be. That is incredible. So, how are you finding being a DB? Because in my opinion, that is the hardest position to learn ever.
Everybody said that.
Come on, you're going to hit me with some IQ shit like, oh, what? It's so easy.
I mean, I played D-line for a little bit and I enjoyed it. I just needed a bit more speed, a bit more movement. So for me, something like linebacker or DB worked well. Because I was a rookie, I think linebacker stepped out a little bit while I was learning to tackle. But not like DB, it's just, you just keep an eye on the people in front of you and hit something if they come towards you. I'm fairly sure that's just my job. And then if a ball comes towards you, either catch it or punch it out of the air. And then if you catch it, you leg it.
You say that, but then you've got to like run backwards while simultaneously scanning everything that's going on. And then if a wide receiver comes to block you, and then you're like,
shove them in the shoulder and push them off.
You are like the most confident rookie DB I've ever met in my life, and I am so thrilled to meet you because you are going to be fucking terrifying.
Oh, I love it. I think it's hilarious. We had our home tournament a couple of weekends ago, and we were on the field playing, and the offense, the other side QB said, "Watch 21," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm 21." And I was like, oh my god, they. And then I don't really know what happened after that. I kind of forgot. But I remember Watch 21. I was like, oh my god, I've been picked. I've been noticed. This is brilliant.
Can we just have a moment? That is incredible. All the snaps to you, Queen.
I love that.
That is amazing.
That's my highlight of the season, and it's not even over. I watched 21. I was like, oh, that's me. I'm 21.
That's amazing.
I don't know what happened after that. I hope
you're proud of yourself for that.
Well, I'm going to say yes, but I genuinely don't remember anything from that game. Any of the games. Like, we watched the footage back the following weekend, and there was an entire play, and my coach goes, "Oh, Claire, you're getting an A for this." I was like, okay, cool. What for? And we watched it, and I'd gone for a tackle, and my teammate and I, unfortunately, she managed to slip through. But I'd managed to go for a tackle, end up on the floor, get up off the floor, and leg it a good 90% of the pitch, and was only about a foot away from her, but she made it into the end zone. And I was like, how the hell did I do that? And I don't remember a single thing.
We love the hustle. We love the hustle.
But I don't remember it.
You're not going to know this reference, but Kyle Hamilton, who plays for the Baltimore Ravens, did a very similar thing. He got sat on and then still got up and made the tackle, and that hustle and the not quitting to the whistle is something you can't teach. That is amazing.
That's what coach said, but I was just doing my job. It's just, I'm so blasé about it. 'Cause to me, it's just that's what I've just been told to do, so I do it. I'm just playing football and have a great time. It doesn't bother me.
Number 21. Just doing my job.
Just doing my job.
That's the quote there.
Yeah.
Just doing my job.
Oh, I'm going to get rinsed for this. So here we go.
You're so casually cool about something that's actually phenomenal, and it makes you cooler.
Oh, I'll take that.
Genuinely, like how casual you are about something that like I could never perceive to do, and you're just like, just getting shit done. What are you on about, Bo? Just getting it done.
Yeah. Just gotta Hit people sometimes. I don't really know.
I want that on a t-shirt. I
Just
want
gotta
that on a
hit
t-shirt
people sometimes.
with the Devil's logo.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I want.
Raise hell, just gotta hit people sometimes. New merch,
That's incredible.
2024-25 season, coming soon.
Please, I'll buy it all. Take my money now.
I'll speak to our team captain, see what she says.
So talking about tournaments though,
Mm-hmm.
so the first, so T1
Yeah.
was a tough day in the office for you guys.
Yeah.
How was it for you individually first, and then we'll talk about the team?
For me, I mean, I had so much going on that day because I had to get down there, which I was driving by myself, wasn't really 100% sure where I was going, left at ridiculous o'clock, so was a bit tired.
Because where was T1?
Kent.
Ouch.
Yeah, which is not that bad. We're going to Cardiff next week. Yep, that's a whole other ball game. Fortunately, I've developed an entourage who will be sharing the driving, which is always a bonus.
Excellent.
So
yeah, you were driving to Kent.
Yeah, I drove to Kent, which was fine. Like a lot easier than I thought, which is surprising for me, who can barely read a map. Got there and like saw a few other cars I recognised. I was like, right, I'm in the right place. This is going well. What I will say is I feel really sorry for Kent because where their changing rooms are compared to where their field is a trek.
Is it a mooch?
Oh my god, it's a solid like 5-10 minute walk.
Oof.
And it was hot. So we got there, got set up. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know like what we had to do, what the kind of process was before anything. And so I was just going with the flow, had headphones in and just cracked on. It was a tough day at the office, playing wise. There's a lot we learn and a lot I learn individually from tournament 1. And I think we stepped up for tournament 2 and we'll just continue to step up from here. But it wasn't a bad day. I had a fantastic time. I ended up with a slight bit of heat stroke, so did get pulled out of the second game, but that was my own idiocy, and kind of not understanding how hot you can get in those pads.
Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it?
It's the worst thing I've ever experienced. You just kind of sit there like I am in a pool of my own grossness, but I'm used to it now, so it's fine. But yeah, so it was a really, really tough day, but so much was learned both individually and as a team. And I think that tournament, as tough as it was, has made us a freaking strong team now. Like we were strong before, but we're a unit now, and we are just expanding and expanding.
What were the hardest lessons for you from T1?
To trust my instincts a lot more.
Oof.
Like I was going in a lot with like having learnt the playbook and learnt all the different plays and what different things mean and different players on offense and how they related to different plays. And then once you get on the field, that book goes out the window. Like there's elements of it that stick, like obviously the plays that you go into, but then you've got to react to what offense do, and they can do something completely different to what you've lined up to do. Yeah. And that I learned very quickly. There was a point that I was marking a wide receiver. I can't remember which team it was. Marking a wide receiver, and the playbook told me to bail. And so I was bailing, and it wasn't working. And I was like, "This isn't working. It's not working." And I couldn't get it. And so we came off, offense went on, and I spoke to a coach, and I was like, "I don't think I want to bail." And she was like, "Okay, don't bail." I was like, "All right, okay." So I didn't bail the next time, and it worked perfectly. And I was like, "Huh, okay." So I don't have to stick with the playbook. And that's when it clicked. I was like, right, okay, so the playbook can work sometimes, or bail can work sometimes, but bail also doesn't need to work all the time. And that was the biggest lesson, and I think that's what's made me a better player between T1 and T2, is I I trust myself and my ability to read people and the plays a bit better.
Can I just say that is absolutely fucking phenomenal? Because, just for context, okay, me and my friend Sam Jones, O-line, you know who you are, we have been playing for 4 years, and it has taken the 4th year of both of us being on the same team to have that feeling and tell a coach we want to do something. We're in your 6th month, and you did that at T1. That is like mind-blowing, and that is phenomenal, and that is 50% you and your confidence and how much potential you've got, which makes me so fucking excited. But also, like, well done to the Norwich team, like the coaches, to like foster that
and
kind
trust
of
me with that.
As a
rookie.
I've played on teams where they've gone, shut the fuck up, just follow the playbook. Like, that is incredible. And now look at your confidence now. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's insane, and I genuinely wouldn't be the player that I am without the coaches that we have. And like they are the first people to, like, if they could run on the field every time something goes well for us, they would. Like, it's actually quite terrifying coming back off the field towards them, because you're like, oh, we're going to get jumped on. They're so excited. But yeah, no, I love them all to bits. I mean, I'll be honest, this is the team. Most of the team knows this. Defense know it more than anything. But I was actually only going to do 1 season with the Devils. I was due to take a job elsewhere, which meant I would have had to stop playing American football. I decided not to take the job, and the first person I messaged when I had decided I wasn't taking the job was our head coach, and it was the day before our home tournament, and I said, hey, would it be okay if I continued with the Devils for some more seasons? And he was like, abso-fucking-lutely. And that's when I knew that was my family, and that's where I wanted to be, because my coach was like, don't, yeah, my God. And I will never forget the feeling, like, after T2, I was stood with a load of my friends who come to watch, and our defense coach came over and she goes, Nathan's just told me the news. And the smile on her face, and I just stood there like, yeah, I'm staying. Yeah, and that, you know when you've made the right decision when things just feel safe. And the fact that he was the first person I told, my head coach of a team that I'd only been with for 5 months, just, yeah, like, this team means a hell of a lot to me. They don't know it, and they're probably going to be like, oh my God, Claire, you're so cute. But no, they are everything to me. They are my family now. I will do anything for that group.
That's a big word. Family is a big, big word.
Mm-hmm.
What for you was the turning point where you were like, actually, I'm in?
It was after T1. I think we did film review the following week. Yeah, and then had a couple of practices. Yeah, because I think we had film review, then a couple of practices, then it was T2. And in between T1 and T2 was all this new job stuff that was going through for me. And every time I missed a practice or something, I missed something because I was dealing with this new job stuff, I had a sinking feeling in my stomach, and I was like, I'm letting myself down with this. Like, this is something important. And you know when you have a gut feeling and something feels right and you want to be there. As soon as I went back to practice, everything felt calm again. I was like, huh, okay, this is weird. And that's why Nathan was the first person I messaged, because it just felt so easy to tell him. And then as soon as I got to the tournament Saturday, like, that was it. I was like, right, I'm 100% committed to the sport. Like, that's it for me. I'm done. There's no other sport. And I'm very fortunate that the team and the coaches are supportive of that, and they are there, like, willing to help. If I want to go further, I can go further, which is great. So, yeah.
Honestly, like, this is such an incredible story. Like, I've genuinely got chills. So, God, I love this sport so much.
So do I.
It's so incredible, isn't it? Like,
it's so out of the box, but so welcoming and so inclusive as well. Like, anybody can do it.
It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And the connections you get from the people that play it, it's unlike anything else. And even when you lose, you're not really losing, because I don't know if this resonates for you, but as soon as I started playing American football, I stopped feeling alone.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like I had someone, like I was part of something bigger. Mm-hmm. And that's so powerful, isn't it?
It's massive. Like, I've got a whole team of fantastic people behind me that I can turn to with any issue at any point. And a lot of them, there's a few of them in particular, and they know exactly who they are, who have done a massive amount for me already, and they won't even know that. But even the name, the Norwich Devils, we've got a seniors team, and I've only met a few of them. We've been very fortunate to have a few of them come and help us in practice.
Amazing.
My God, was that, like, one of the best things. And that's when you realise it's something bigger, in that we've got a senior team that are willing to come and help. And so off the back of that, I've said to my coaches, I'm like, look, I'm a PT, I'm a coach, I'm soon to be a nutrition coach. Let me turn that back on them and help them. And they were like, yeah, okay, cool, crack on. So you just become part of a group. And even the other teams in our league, Cardiff, Hearts, Kent, they're lovely as well. And it's nice to see other teams just absolutely smashing it. Like, we watch some of the plays and it's like, fuck no, it's actually really good. And even when you do come away, yes, okay, it is disappointing when we lose, but we don't hold on to that. We use it as a learning curve, and we use it as, okay, how are we going to beat them next time, or how are we going to do better next time? And that's more important than the numbers on the scoreboard at the end of the day.
That's amazing. So, what was that feeling like, T2, when you had such a turnaround in results? Like, God. What was that like?
It was, I mean, I'll be brutally honest, I still do not understand the scoring system in this sport. I just kind of rock up. I know that when our offense run to the opposite end of the field with the ball and nobody hits them, then that's a good thing. I mean, it took me. I did a pick, I think, in a
You got a pick
not in a tournament, in a practice, in a scrimmage. And
that's still good though.
I caught the ball and ran, because people had told me that's what you do if you catch the ball. And I got to the other end, and everyone was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "I don't know what I did." And I just kind of stood there like, "You told me to do this, so there I go." So yeah, I have no idea what any of that means. So I didn't actually know we'd won until the dude with the megaphone said we had, and I was like, "Oh, cool." But yeah, massive turnaround, and I think that's, like, the win was fantastic. Don't get me wrong; it was an incredible feeling. But I think the bigger thing for us was the margin between our scores was much smaller than the margins we had in T1.
Definitely.
Which for us was a bit of a confidence boost, and like, okay, things are going in the right direction. We came out with the aim, as I'm sure every single team does, of going unbeaten. And obviously that didn't happen in T1. So our shift then became, okay, let's just get better. let's just get better and better and better and better and better. And we've done that, and we're going to continue to do that in Cardiff next week and in Hearts in a month and a bit's time. Sure, no idea when it is. I just rock up.
Yeah, because I think your kind of your league is definitely all to play for. It's, and from now on, kind of getting to the finals is within reach.
Yeah,
and
100%.
that's exciting. That's really exciting.
It is cool. Like when we finished T1, it sort of felt a little bit like, well, maybe that's it. But then I looked at what games we had left, and who we were playing and when. And if you look at our table, I mean, anything could happen. We finished T1 and we were like, right, okay, we know who the top two teams are, but they're not the top two teams. So that means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. And that's what I love about this sport is it's not like the Premier League where there's the top six and then it's the top six fighting out and then and then the middle of the table and then the bottom. It's, you've got 4 teams. Those 4 teams are going to go hard as fuck for 4 tournaments. Good luck, essentially. And then whoever comes out for the finals will be, it just depends. And I think that's really exciting. I'd rather have a league like that than a front runner and then just everyone else. I'd rather just everyone go balls to the wall for 4 tournaments. It's great.
But I'm glad that you're coming away from it also saying, that everyone else in your league is lovely as well. I mean, that's exactly what you want,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
good league.
What are your goals for T3?
Well, number 1, make it to Cardiff. That'll be a nice... That's a long old drive.
How many hours is it from...
We're looking at a good 5.5. Yeah.
Shit!
So I'm driving up with 3 friends. We're going in 2 cars. We're driving up on the Friday. And we're making a whole weekend out of it because we were like, we might as well just make it into a holiday. So they're all coming. They are my embarrassing entourage, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna regret it, and they will watch this, which is even worse. So yeah, we're all coming up Friday. But I think the main goal is just to give it everything. Like, we've had a little bit longer in terms of time to prep for T3. We have been a bit unfortunate in that it's started to hit kind of the summer holiday season, so we've had a few smaller practices, but that doesn't mean that we're not ready for it. Like, we've hit hard over the past few weeks. I have the bruises and the stud mark on my foot to prove it. That was an interesting thing. That was my first ever stud mark. I looked down at my foot. I was like, I have a blue circle on my foot. That's interesting. My poor physio has to deal with so many bruises. I feel really sorry for him. But yeah, just go out and do what we did at T2, but in Cardiff, because we killed it in T2. So there's no reason why we can't kill it again in Cardiff.
Do you think a pick 6 is coming for you?
I would love one by the end of the season. I really would. Yeah. There is one coach at Devils who has tried to teach me to catch and failed. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll be happy just stopping some interceptions at this point.
Do you do the little no-fly zone yet? Are you celebrating that yet? Have you been taught it yet?
No, we haven't. No, I don't think we really have that many celebrations. Just kind of running and jumping on each other.
Fair.
Yeah.
So my wife is a DB, and whenever she breaks up a pass, She does the signature no fly zone.
Oh, I'll
Just
do it
waves it off.
if I do it. If I get one at the weekend, I'll do it just for you guys.
Please,
Just for you
please.
guys.
Oh,
And then if
please.
we get it on video, I'll clip it and send it to you.
And then it'll get played on the podcast
Yes,
for everyone to see.
for
I'll be so
everyone.
proud.
Well, okay. There's my goal for T3, is to do that, get an Inception, do the no fly, and get it on camera.
Yes.
I will find the camera and do it.
And then I'm gonna do. The caption will be 21, just doing a job.
Yep, I'll take that. Yeah, just doing my job. Number 21. I can't have any other number now because I'm fully signed up as 21. But yeah, and I chose 21 for a very specific reason, because it's 7 times 3, and 7 and 3 are my lucky numbers.
7, like, is that just always something you've been drawn to, or?
It's just a thing, like everything has to be on a 7 or a 3, so my volume in the car has to be like 13 or 17 or 23 or 27. It's always been a thing. I have no idea why. 7 because it's the only 2-syllable number, maybe. 3 just looks cool. So 7 times 3, 21.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice.
as soon as it was Lucy handing out numbers, it was a couple of DBs, me and another girl, getting our jerseys at the same time. She goes, got 14 and 21. I was like, 21, taking it. So yeah, that number means a lot to me now. That's my number.
So have there been, how many other rookies have been on the intake this year for you guys?
As far as I'm aware, quite a few.
Amazing.
I think we've had a few from flag football come over. Okay. Or people who have known people through flag football, which has obviously been great. In fact, one of our wide receivers, who's absolutely cracking, she's from flag, and you can tell because she's amazing.
They always are from flag. They're on another level.
They're just so good. We've got 4 DBs, 3 of us are rookies. Linebackers, they're all there. Yeah. 1 D-line rookie. Unfortunately, she's injured at the moment, but
Oh no.
Yeah, but she's still there. She's still with us every single week, having a great time, learning. We're just obviously not hitting her at any point. But she's the one on the sideline at all of our tournaments with the clipboard marking like who's done different plays and all this kind of stuff. I have no idea what she's actually doing, but she got the most important job. And also handing us sweets when we look like we're running out of energy, which is top notch.
And she's a rookie and she's doing that.
And that's
amazing.
That's what's really special about the Devils, is that I was injured for 3 weeks. I stubbed my thumb on a human and it really hurt. And I was injured for 3 weeks and I thought, oh shit, like I'm going to lose my position, like I'm going to lose everything. And Devils, the coach was like, just come along. And even if we can't do stuff, we're still involved. Like we had a few people on defense out last week with just slight niggles that they don't want to push ahead of T3, and they were still there. They were still getting involved. They were talking to us, those of us who were going full out, and sort of giving us tips. They were filming us so that we could see the reps that we were doing.
That's so important,
and that's what makes the Devils really, really, really special. Is that because we are this family unit, we all want to get better individually, but we all want to get better as a team. And because of that, everybody's there every single week, regardless of whether they're fit to play or not. They're still there to support the team and to learn and to get better as a unit, and that's why we're growing and doing so well.
So going into T3, gearing up for T1 and T2, are there any like traditions? Do they play any certain music? How do the Devils warm up to raise hell?
I mean, I didn't know any of this, but we have now got a Devils warm up playlist on Spotify, which a lot of us have contributed songs to, and it is varied is the way I'll describe it.
That sounds very tactical.
It's a roller coaster of emotions, that thing. And I have to admit, there was one song, I can't remember who it is, but Kaz, if you're listening, you'll know which song it is, that did get removed from the playlist. It was quite entertaining though. But we've got, I can't remember, it's either Sweden or Finland, and defense are going to knock me for saying this, but the Eurovision song, Cha Cha Cha, yeah.
Okay.
That's our hype song.
Okay.
So that gets played, and as soon as that kicks off, we're all jumping in a circle like a crazy bunch of lunatics. And defense are the worst for this because we're the ones that kind of kicked it off. There's a video of us at T2 in that circle chanting.
That's the video.
There you
oh
go.
My god.
That's us. Yeah. So that's our hype song. Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts is on there, and that always comes
Amazing
on.
song.
Cracking song. That is my personal favourite. But yeah, there's a lot of sort of individual time where most of us will have headphones in, even though the playlist is going. And then it's sort of team warm-ups. Our team captain likes to do a walk of the pitch. So that, like, just to check if there's anything on it, and also makes us feel like a unit working together, which is what we're doing at the end of the day. Team warm-ups, then going through like the player cards where like we get called up individually, running down a tunnel of each other, getting really hyped. Our captains...
I'm sorry, can you go back to that, because that sounds amazing. What's this tunnel thing?
So yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but I assume all teams do it, but we just get called out, I guess alphabetically by surname, and you go up and you like run through 2 lines of people, so the lines get longer as more players go down. So you start with just the coaches at the front, and then the players go to the behind and behind and behind, and you just end up, I'm fairly low down the list, thank God, so I get to run down quite a few people, just like high-fiving them as you go down.
Oh my god.
And it's one of the best hype things, because you just that's your team at that point, like we are ready to go. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, then it's kit on, game on, smash.
Nice.
Kill things, kill people. Yeah. Again, just do my job. I just rock up and do my job.
Just do my job.
Yeah.
That needs going on a t-shirt, please. A bag.
I will. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll have
please.
to. Number 21, just doing my job. I'll have to get it for the entourage as well now at this point.
Oh, please. There needs to be signs at Cardiff. This is the requirement now. This is the assignment for Claire's entourage listening now.
Oh, those poor boys.
This is the assignment, okay?
T-shirts.
Yes, t-shirts, signs, just doing a job. There needs to be camera work. There needs to be celebrations, okay?
There's
T3, we're going off.
There are signs. So my lovely friends who cannot make it to Cardiff, unfortunately, they made devil signs for me for T2. They are the cutest things. I don't know, you might not be able to see them on here, but they're going to hate me for this. But look at that.
In a minute.
Oh. Right. And I still have them. So the Devil's one is in my car, and I'll take it to Cardiff with me. And then the 21 one is up on my wall in my office, because it means the world to me.
Can we just say, like, your friends are absolutely impeccable?
I know.
Like,
I had...
the layers and the effort is unmatched. Like, you're doing something right in life, because they sound amazing.
I have the best support behind me outside of the Devils. And I mean, 3 of them are being dragged along to Cardiff next week. Like, I say dragged along. They volunteered to come along. So it's a holiday as well as I get to go and do my job. They just get to chill on the sideline.
So what would you say, kind of having, so you've got an amazing support system outside of football, but now you've got an additional football family. What has been the impact on you as a whole, as a person?
I think I'm a lot more confident as a person. I'm, because of the moving around a lot I did for uni and for jobs and stuff. It was difficult to keep up with relationships and friendships and that kind of thing. And that's what was really important for me, getting a team, because then like you just get kind of a built-in. Well, I was very lucky to get the family that I do have with the Devils, because not all the time do you join a team and it gels that well. So I'm very, 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 very lucky and very grateful to have them. But yeah, I think it's allowed me to be a lot more confident, which has then allowed me to develop a lot more as a player and want to develop a lot more as a player. I mean, that entire support squad that came to watch me are just friends from the gym, and they're people that I teach classes to. And people who in the first few weeks of me getting bruised were like, "Are you okay?" I'm absolutely fine. But who now go, "Oh my god, look at the size of that bruise." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." It's great. But yeah, it's just, if anything, it's confidence, but also just absolute pure happiness, both on and off the field. Like, I'm so happy to be a Devil. They're going to rip me apart.
Absolutely not. They are definitely not going to do that, because they sound amazing.
They are.
So, have you, for anyone on the fence, kind of contemplating joining American football, but they're just not quite sure, they're a bit anxious, you 6 months in, what would you say to that person on the fence?
It sounds so generic, but genuinely just do it. Just go along to a rookie session. You don't have to get kitted up. However, if you have the opportunity to get kitted up, my god, get kitted up. It is one of the coolest things in the world. And just try, and don't expect anything from it. So don't expect to understand it all. Don't expect to be perfect, because it won't be. As someone who is the world's biggest perfectionist, I used to get so annoyed at myself, like, why can't I tackle? Why can't I tackle? Then I think about it, and my coach has said to me, "Have you ever tackled anyone before?" No. Well, that's why you can't tackle, because you've never done it before. But once you get through that, and you just keep doing it and doing it, trust your body, trust your instincts. Your body will learn to do it. It's muscle memory for me now, which is so weird to say 6 months in. But just do it. And if you are on the fence about it, reach out either to the team or, I mean, I exist now. If anyone's in Norfolk and wants to talk to me about it, I can go on about American football for days. So yeah, just ask. As a rookie that's 6 months in, I think this is why I wanted to do this, because I'm less intimidating, I think, than a vet, because I've only been in it 6 months. I am not as sucked into it as all the vets are, which is still great. I mean, give me a year down the line, I will be as sucked into it as all the vets. But at the moment, I'm kind of that nice balance between absolutely obsessed with American football and still doesn't understand a single thing about American football. And I think that's really important, because it's a really tough sport to learn. It's a whole different culture, a whole different set of rules and language and everything. So yeah, just go along and give it a go. And also, hitting things is really great. So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
And then you graduate to a vet like me, and you realise you'll never know or understand why you're just happy to be here. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's incredible. have you got any leaving sentiments for either your entourage or for Norwich or for any of the listeners before we depart?
I guess just a massive thank you both to the Devils and to the Kent Exiles, Hearts Cheetahs and Cardiff Valkyries for such an incredible league, but also to you for doing this. Because I love this sport and I really want this sport to grow, and the more I can be involved in things like this and promote things like this and promote the sport, the better, and the more people we have like yourself doing this to make this sport absolutely massive, we can just prove to the organisations and to the men's side of the sport and everything that women's American football is here and here to stay. So yeah, that's my.
Well, I would first of all like to thank Norwich Devils, because this whole hour was an absolute testament to the strength and the integrity of your football program. This is how you look after rookies. This is how you look after them. This is how you grow passion. And this is how you do football. So thank you to everyone at Norwich Devils for keeping football true and beautiful and exactly how it should be. And second of all, thank you to you.
Thank you.
As a rookie, being brave enough to come on and talk to a complete stranger about it, to make yourself really vulnerable. And also for being the coolest, fucking casualist, amazingest person I've met that just does her job and is just phenomenal. And I am so excited to see how your football career pans out.
Thank you.
I am genuinely deeply invested in how this pans out, and I will be messaging you and checking in to see how it is. And I definitely want you back on if you will come back.
110%. 110%.
Oh, it's been a privilege, so thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, and taking on a rookie.
Well, I'm hoping it sets a precedent for more rookies. So rookies out there in the league, number 21 has just done a job, but will you do yours? I've been Bo Snow.
I've been Claire Phippen.
And this is Lids Off. Bye!